Let's be honest for a moment. Have you ever noticed that when life gets hard, you and your partner do the exact opposite things? When stress hits, when pressure mounts, when everything feels like it's too much, he pulls away and goes quiet, she moves closer and wants to talk. And instead of helping each other through the hard times, you end up in this brutal dance where his retreat makes her anxiety worse, so she pushes closer, which makes his need for space more intense, so he retreats further. And suddenly you're not just dealing with the original stress, you're also dealing with feeling completely abandoned or suffocated by the person who's supposed to be your partner through all of this. Let's say life just got heavy. Maybe it's money stress, bills piling up, unexpected expenses, the constant worry of making ends meet. Maybe it's work pressure, deadlines, difficult bosses, the fear of losing your job. Maybe it's family drama, health scares, or just the crushing weight of everything happening all at once. And in that moment, when you both need each other most, something weird happens. He goes into his shell, stops talking as much, stays late at the gym, or buries himself in video games, or suddenly has a bunch of projects in the garage that need his attention right now. And she's looking at him thinking, what the hell? This is when we need to be together, and you're running away from me? Meanwhile, she's doing the opposite. She wants to talk about it. She wants to sit down and make a plan together. She wants to process how they're feeling about all this stress and figure it out as a team. So she reaches out. She asks what's wrong. She suggests they talk about what's going on. She tries to connect because connection is how she handles hard things. It's how she feels safe when everything else is falling apart. But every time she reaches out, he seems to pull back more. He says he's fine when he's clearly not fine. He says he just needs to think. He gets irritated when she keeps asking. And she's standing there thinking, why are you pushing me away when I'm trying to help you? And this is where couples fall apart during the hard times. Not because the stress itself is too much, but because their opposite ways of handling stress make them feel like they're fighting each other instead of fighting the problem together. He's thinking, I need space to figure this out, and she won't give me any. She's making this harder. She's thinking, I need us to face this together, and he's shutting me out. He's making me feel alone. And they're both right from their own perspective, but they're also both making each other worse. His retreat is making her panic, which makes her push closer, which makes him retreat more, which makes her panic harder. And before you know it, the original problem is nothing compared to the damage you're doing to each other trying to cope with it in completely different ways. When everything's coming down on me, when work is a disaster, when money is tight, when I've got problems I don't know how to solve, the last thing I need is someone asking me how I feel about it. I don't even know how I feel about it yet. All I know is that there's a problem, and my brain goes into survival mode. Fix it, figure it out, don't fall apart, handle your business. And to do that, I need space. I need silence. I need to not have to perform emotionally for anyone while I'm trying to keep my head above water. But you don't get that. You see me pulling back and you think I'm shutting you out, when really I'm just trying to shut out the noise so I can think. You want to talk about it to process it together, and I understand that's how you deal with stress. But for me, talking about it before I figured out what I'm even dealing with just makes it worse. Because now I'm not just handling the problem, I'm also managing your anxiety about the problem, explaining things I don't understand yet, trying to reassure you when I can barely reassure myself. And that's not helping me. That's adding more pressure when I'm already at my limit. So I retreat. I go to the gym because physical exhaustion helps me think. I play video games because I need my brain to stop for 5 minutes. I work on stuff in the garage because doing something with my hands makes me feel less useless when everything else feels out of control. And I'm not abandoning you. I'm not choosing these things over you.
I'm trying to get myself to a place where I can actually be there for you, instead of being this stressed out shell of a person who's no good to anyone. But I know how it looks. I know you're over there feeling like I'm running away from us, when really I'm just trying to run towards some kind of solution. And I'm sorry that my way of coping makes you feel alone. I'm sorry I can't process this the way you need me to. But I'm begging you, please give me the space to handle this my way. Trust that I'm coming back. Trust that this retreat isn't permanent. Because the more you push when I need space, the more I feel like I'm drowning, and the harder it is for me to actually solve the thing that's stressing us both out.
When everything's falling apart, when life is throwing everything at us at once, my first instinct is to reach for you because we're supposed to be a team, right? We're supposed to face hard things together. But instead, you disappear. You go quiet, you retreat into yourself or into whatever distraction you can find, and I'm left here standing feeling like I'm going through this alone. And that's the worst feeling in the world, knowing that the person I need most is right here, but emotionally a million miles away. Do you know what it's like to watch you shut down when I'm already scared and stressed? It makes everything so much worse because now I'm not just worried about the problem, I'm worried about us. I'm worried that you're pulling away because you don't trust me enough to let me in. I'm worried that you think you have to handle everything by yourself, which makes me feel useless and shut out. I'm worried that this is how it's always going to be. Every time things get hard, you're going to leave me emotionally, and I'm going to have to deal with both the crisis and the loneliness of you not being here with me. And when I try to reach out to you, when I ask what's wrong or suggest we talk about it, you act like I'm bothering you, like I'm making things harder instead of trying to help. But what am I supposed to do? Just sit here in silence while you disappear into your own world? Just pretend everything's fine and wait for you to decide when you're ready to let me back in? That's not how I'm built. I need to talk through hard things. I need to feel connected to you when everything else feels out of control. I need to know that we're facing this together, that I'm not alone in this, that you still see me when you're drowning in your own stress. Because when you retreat, when you go silent and shut me out, it doesn't feel like you're handling the problem. It feels like you're handling it without me. Like I don't matter enough to include in whatever you're going through. And that breaks my heart in a way that the actual problem never could. I don't need you to have all the answers. I don't need you to fix everything right this second. I just need you to let me in, to hold my hand and say, this is hard, but we're going to get through it together. That's all I need. But instead, you give me distance when all I want is closeness. And then I don't know how to stop feeling abandoned by that.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Feel free to click on our other videos for similar content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.